Welcome back to the Pack, guys, and welcome to week 56 of the Arena Watch podcast. I'm Pack. Nobody's here. This is short notice. I'm just gonna go over just the general gist of this week. Usually, I'm bouncing everything off of Celery. Hopefully, he tunes in. I don't know what's going on. This was probably bad on my part, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If I could zoom through these, I can fit in, my show and whatnot that I'm gonna do, and still try to stream me doing the all-out battle for Die. So we gotta get through a lot of stuff. Hold on while I put up the chat here and the correct URL for that. All right, there we go. Now this should pop up on the disc. There we go. We got the chat here. So if you guys have anything to comment, there it is. As you could see with this map is a very simple map. We've had something like this before in the past, many times. There is obviously the four pillars on the edges there of the screen, which makes it a little different because the two in the middle we've had, and that's always been good for KSS. As you can see, they brought their KSS here with them. I think we have somebody. Let's see, who do we have? We have Celery. Hey, there we go. We got someone. Let me try to get the light on my face instead of messing up the camera here. All right. So, how did we do this week, though? This past week, which was Dragon Enhanced week. Sorry, guys.
I think we all brought shame to the dragon family. Lost 8 by messing around with golden puppet and not taking it not serious. I lost 8 because I kind of underestimated Great Dragon. It was a combination. It was just a bad combination of like Great Dragon, Metal Dragon, and Duel. And I didn't consider that Duel was slow. The Duel was going to go after Dragon, and able to finish off whatever Metal Dragon or the Great Dragon did. So I lost 8 there, losing my King's time.
Despite the distortion in your audio, I think we got most of that. Metazoa lost 8 as well, from what I know. Yeah, the video is usually what. Yeah, there you go. You sound a lot better now.
Yep. Yeah, so then Metazoa had a perfect week all the way up until the last match, and then lost points, though I don't know how, on the very last day.
Somehow it's really only been, Night Pack out of us that hasn't lost any matches this week.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the people that show up on the podcast, should I say. Which is surprising because I thought Night Pack wouldn't do that well, but he played it cautiously, surprisingly, when he could have taken risks. I took 0 risks this week. There was no chance of me getting crit anywhere or anything. And there were some bad matchups, like placement-wise. You're like, why did they put the units there? And then I still managed to pull through for the most part. I think there was no chance of crit this week, from what I remember. So that was really good. I was really happy with how this week turned out. Even ignoring the buff that you really got with the dragons, you still did pretty good. Like I did bring Halberd a few times, surprisingly. I brought Bodon a few times. I brought Great Dragon a few times. I did not bring Boreal. I tried to bring him against the bots, and then I realized his damage still wasn't any good for whatever reason. I thought the rolling attack would hit harder, but I guess 25% attack isn't much at the end of the day. So I kind of
I don't know what it was about Boyle because I did a rolling attack with Boyle. It wasn't against something particularly tanky. I don't remember what, but he had like 800 and I don't remember exactly what, like in the 800s of attack, and he still did like 654 damage with his rolling attack.
that's pretty
It's like
good. Mine
that.
is only 2 awake, so mine's not hitting that hard. But
Yeah,
so it's more sensible for me to
I
get rid of mine. I honestly
I
was.
just feel like it wasn't as much of a difference as I was expecting. Because I normally hit, I feel like I hit like close to 600 on regular weeks. So it's like, maybe like 70 extra damage.
Yeah, and it was like Red Robin Hood was still, because of the ranged AoE, was still better. So I was just using him for the most part this week as my A rank. Sometimes I brought in the Vendor Ghost. Valencia made some, you know, key moments this week, which was interesting. Uh, so yeah, that's what it was. It was all the units I used was like KSS, Dolmagus. I used Dolmagus the whole week, despite their being Dragon Breaths and whatnot. And I'm not going to go over some strats that I did, but so people could watch my videos instead, or not give away other people's strategies as well. But Dolmagus was surprisingly good this week. I mean, very good. KSS was very good. Um, I could have used Metal Dragon. I didn't. But that was certainly something I thought about. So for me, mostly KSS and Dolmagus were still core to my team. And then I was pulling in and out, the various other units, the Vendor Ghosts, it was mostly not Vendor Ghosts, but it was mostly, as I mentioned, Red Robin Hood. And Great Dragon was cycling in and out. Valencia and Halberd and Bodan were all cycling in and out pretty much of my team picks. And it went really, really well. So no complaints there. And now we're moving on to this map. Very similar to the week we just had. There's no pillar in the middle where Dolmagus currently is standing behind Great Dragon, if for people looking at this map. But it's it's very similar to the week we just had. There's just a lot more places to put your own units in the middle, right? Namely where Dole's standing exists. And then now there's these pillars off to the side, and it's a Weightless week, so that's gonna be fun. Because there's certainly a lot of new units people have gotten in the past few months. A lot of new units that they've just been itching to try out on an all, balls to the wall team. And that's the difference. That's literally when we're talking about one Weightless week to another. The only things left to talk about are not really permutation, unless you could technically still bring Red Robin Hood. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him. Honestly, he's that good. But there's not really much variation. People are going to use 50 weight, 65 weight, 60 weight, whatever works the best. Honestly, units. I could see, Marshall teams being very good here. Obviously, KSS has a good position. Dolmagus can go through those pillars. He has good positions. Metal Dragon, he could hit a lot of plus sign shaped moments here, so that's very good. Yeah. And I think that's most of what new units have we gotten since the last Weightless week. It looks like the last
all of die, right?
Let me check back here. I don't know when the last one was. Okay, 51. So it's not that far back.
Daddy.
So it's been 5 weeks since our last Weightless week. So we've gotten Die, we've gotten the Halloween units, Christmas unit, we've gotten Veronica. I'm getting added.
Yep.
What's going on? Thanks, Pack, for letting me slip in at the 11th hour. What is J Hutch talking about here? Did I let him slip in here? Okay, sorry, that was a chat from the guild Discord, I think. I don't know.
Lucas is saying his team will be Die, Leader, Nocturnus, Baron, Human, and Dragonoid, and Veronica. Is Die's leadership 15% attack or 15% physical potency?
I know that Bodon's is 20%, isn't it? Attack for dragons.
For dragons.
Yeah, I don't know what Die's is. That's interesting. Isn't
I guess.
Isn't Sorrow Bane Sword 15% attack general for everybody?
Yeah, Sorrow Bane Sword is 15%.
That's going to be a very nice.
So I think
leadership.
Die is probably potency. I don't think Die has the exact same leadership, so I think Die.
It makes sense for Sorrow Bane Sword because he has a spell that's attack scaled. So
yep,
he's going to be very good. I mean, insanely good paired with Dragonoid Bodon.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially on Weightless.
2 fan-shaped, unreflectable breaths, spell breaths that scale off of attack.
Yeah. You know, one's a bigger fan, one's a smaller one, but they're both going to hit pretty hard, I think. Okay, wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Music here.
Bane Sword is large T.
Yeah, a T-shaped breath. I mean, a T is a type of fan. It just... Wait, if you think about it. It's just missing 2 tiles. But yeah, it's 15% potency for Die. But yeah, these are all good choices. I think you could... One thing that I notice about weightless weeks or physical weeks or spell weeks is you could do Voltron teams. If you're boosting damage or whatever, and you just build everyone for agility, and the leadership, I mean, the bonus that week is for, attack. You don't have to really build attack or physical potency. You don't have to build attack because you already have so much physical potency. It doesn't really matter. You throw on a little bit of attack up with, either Seraphy or Bon Adori or whatever from Giuliante, and it's alluring Bon Adori, and you pretty much get all the damage you need plus agility, so it makes units like Nocturnus viable. I would just build him with like Golden Claws, honestly, this week, and I would Voltron him, so to speak. That's what I would do. As far as Nocturnus teams were concerned, Die teams, I think Die's just under average agility, right? It's because all the other units have gotten so much faster. Die's kind of slow in comparison, right? Like at 1 awake, he's I think so. Slower than he's like halberd speed, right? He's like max awake halberd at 1 awake.
I hope he's not that slow.
I was surprised. I faced off against one, and I handled him pretty well because he was very slow. I was surprised. It just made for another, Sizz crack target, which is always nice to have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty. In the current meta, halberd speed is pretty slow. Like.
Yeah, it used to be fast too. That's the funny thing.
Yep. Yeah, he started out being a pretty good speed, and then the whole meta has sped up.
Okay. So what would you say? And this is going to be a very short podcast because I got to go pretty soon. But what would you say about this this time around for the, because we do have the die units, which out of all of them, really Dragonoid Bodon is the most significant, I think, for Arena. But yeah, what do you think we're gonna see? I guess we do have a few blossoms too. Like I don't think we had Valencia, and wait, was I saying I was using Spooky Valencia? Or was I saying Veronica? Because I don't have Veronica. I think I was saying Veronica earlier when I meant Valencia. Like way, way earlier when I was talking about my team and using Zam. Alright, so we have Valencia. Crystalinda doesn't matter. Yeah, there's, I don't know, a few of the B ranks.
Archdemon.
Archdemon. Yeah.
Archdemon.
Very good. Very good unit.
He serves very similar purpose to King She Slime.
Yeah.
I have mine bloomed because I'm getting my teams ready for the Mega Boss battle, but I don't know if Bang is nearly as good of a mono attacking type as Sizz is. Sizz is probably still the best, mainly because it hits all those Dark Lords and some of the new heroes and everything hard.
Which is going to be very important this week.
But yeah, but Bang, it hits some of them. Like it hits a Stark, who's still terrible. It hits Demon King, Ogrenmir. Not 100. Oh, hits King She Slime. Like that's a big one.
But yeah, so King She Slime's the most important unit this week.
Yeah. So.
And then Dole.
So that's really like, you know, the best thing Archdemon really brings to the table is countering King She Slime. I don't know if that's enough.
Lucas
but it's
made a point here. He said Eric's fast too, and he should be arriving next week. I don't know what his ranges are like, so I don't know if he's usable as an arena unit, but I haven't seen anything about him.
He has Eric has talked about Eric quite a bit. So he has a like 1 to 3 range, 250% base, so 375% at plus 10 physical attack that has a. I feel like it must be often. I think he said 60%. Often paralyzes and often envenomates. And then it has, or he has a passive, I think it's at plus 3, so most people won't have it. But at Awakening 3, he gets a passive where he follows up with that attack whenever an enemy within range is paralyzed or envenomated. So he can follow up on his own attack, he can follow up on anyone else on his team envenomating or paralyzing.
He's really good with Malroth then, because Malroth does both envenomate and paralysis depending on what attack he is and how far his blossoms are, you know. Because his new ability does a lot of things, Malroth's.
He doesn't really paralyze yet. He will once his blossom comes out. He technically, it's rare, so it's
on his zap move, but that's not, you know, high chance. But his other ability is really, really nice for that, I think. So if you pair him up with Eric for like arena defense, that could be pretty nasty. I mean, Malroth is the defense unit, they say.
Yeah.
So Global's gonna find its own thing, but it's always worth considering. So yeah, we're gonna get Eric. We're gonna have Veronica. I don't know how fast Veronica is. I don't like using slow mages. I know Meta does, but I'm not Meta Zoa, so I mean, if he were here, he would be the one advocating for it on our behalf. On his own behalf. But
yeah, he said that the Dragonord Baron is is really opened up his options because it gave him a second tanky mage type, even though he's not technically a mage, to be able to absorb hits, so he wasn't forced into bringing duel and only picking duel matchups. Because before Baron, he didn't have enough ability to soak hits. He had to count on duel's dodge, which is still probably the best option, but it's always good to have multiple options. So that's, yeah, the mage strat is still a pretty money intensive strat, unless you got, you really focused and maybe even got a bit lucky on the die units, because I think Hadler is likely to be one of the core pieces of any mage team for a while. I really like Hadler in Arena, just because I faced one once at 1 Awake, and even at 1 Awake, hitting with all neutral or brilliant damage, it took like 4 hits to go down because I kept triggering the heal. So it was, I'm sure, if you strategize properly, you could make sure you take him out like we used to deal with a Stark, where you hit him down to just above half, and then you finish him off. But if you're not able to align your damages properly before you go in, then he can definitely be a lot of trouble. And that was at 1 Awake, so like I wasn't even worried about his damage or anything. He just took a lot of hits. Then Baron is just a really flexible, kind of fills that Zoma slot of you can Zoma or Vera, where you can bring him just about every match and not really missing out on much. He's got heavy neutral, he's got wide area damage. He's gonna be a heavy hitter for a while, especially sitting there at 50 weight. Just very, very strong generalized arena unit.
Okay, so Hadler, Dragonoid, Bodon technically as well. Jade, I forgot about her. Her range though reminds me a little bit of OKM, and I don't use OKM. But she does have accessible whoosh. Not quite Nocturnus's range, but similar. Definitely does more damage though, right? And she could be faster, at least initially. What's her agility like without her claws on at level 120, 5 hearts, fully awakened?
Yeah. Let me, I know Nocturnus, or not Nocturnus, but Nocturne, posted earlier, or maybe it was in the pools and flusts. I know she has some really high stats. She looks very strong. Let's see.
I also saw a Reddit post of someone advocating that you get the charm chance on her claws. I couldn't help but comment on that. Hold on, I'll throw that on the Discord here.
Let's see. So it was either in. There's so many places to look now. Whether when someone posts something. Let's see. This one maybe. Nope. But
But what kind of what are we gonna see people do, and how are we gonna counter it while we're at it? While you're looking for it, for Jade there. Suppose we're gonna get all those free-to-play units. People are gonna want to bring their Nocturnus. They're gonna want to bring
And Nocturnus, Elena,
Bodon,
uh,
Jade, Seraphy.
I don't know if we'll see too many Jades. Like, she's been out for, what, a week?
Yeah,
Like,
I haven't had the mats to max. I have her at I don't even have her at level 90 yet, but I could get her up to level 90.
Right.
So she's
With
S4 now.
With no agility, Jade is at 450.
What?
Yep.
What?
450 with no agility gear.
And she already
and
gets
562 attack with no, or with only the bond sword, the demon dragon sword.
Wow.
So,
Only the demon dragon Bodon sword. So whose account are you looking at? That was Nocturne posted that, you said? Okay, so he has probably better Master Family ranks than me. For heroes are by far my worst family. But that's still really, really, really good. Claws give what? 17 attack? I don't know. That's S rank claws. I know it's 14 and 11. A rank, S rank. 17 then for an S rank for agility on claws. I think. Because that's what Nimzo's dagger gave, right? 17 agility. And that's an S rank. So A rank is like 14? I don't remember. It's either 14 or 11. But I think 11's more for MP and other things. I don't know. So she's going to have like a little bit more agility than that, generally speaking. And if somebody picked up a secondary role of agility, because that's probably the best thing to get other than another, Typhoon. That's what I had for a little bit before I could get her Typhoon to go up a bit. So I assume we'll see a little bit of that. I don't know. Anything specific to note? There's no permutations. Are we going to see any A ranks at all? You think?
I'm sure we will. I don't think.
I mean,
we
wouldn't
should.
you? I mean, like, if you had enough neutral to Frizz or Frizz weakness, wouldn't you still bring? I mean, look. If you put him in a position, he could get right in front of one of those pillars, and hit like a whole bunch of enemy units. Red Robin Hood could potentially. And
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think he's very good for blitz teams.
yeah, you could hit the. What was it? Well, he can't really hit a bunch of units. He can hit 2 squares from behind a pillar. Better than nothing, but.
Well, he doesn't have to hit behind the pillar, right? Let's see. Like if he's where Metal Dragon is, right? Or where Great Dragon is, or the opposite side of where Metal Dragon is, he could walk in front of those pillars. Like literally in front of them on the enemy side. And attack from there, hitting 9 tiles. And that's up to... looks like that could be up to 5 units. Like, look where the Great Troll is, right? So if the Great Troll was Red Robin Hood, he could literally walk in front of that pillar, the Great Troll, if it was Red Robin Hood, and hit that entire team. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's out of one, what is this? 6, 7. So 7 tiles out of like 11 tiles he could target if he's, you know, on the sides. And if he's in the middle, he could at least target, you know, the middle 5 tiles, or again, he could still hit 7 tiles if he moves over. So, with possible placements on them. And these units might move if they're faster than him, or whatever the case is. So, that's a lot of units he could target a lot on this map, I think. I still think out of all the A ranks, he's probably the most viable, and then Vendor Ghost for, like, I don't know, stunning, because there's going to be a lot of units that are weak to stun. Because Snooze could be useful, like, for KSSs. If you could put, like, I want to say, this is what they were doing in JP, I believe. I don't know if I saw it, but they would just give him a claw, Beastmaster Claw, and just use his Snooze exclusively. Like, that's pretty much all they used him for.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit, like, Sliman, you can hit KSS, you can hit the Stark, you can hit... I don't know...
Well, it just takes a lot to outspeed KSS, so that's why you would have, like, the Beastmaster Claw and some sort of jacket, and I don't even know if that would be enough. Because, let me see, that works this week.
Mine's at, like, 530. Mine's at, like, 530, and that's at 4 a week.
Well, a lot of people give him shield instead of a jacket. A lot of people just give him the claws and a shield, I think. And you could probably outspeed that guy. But if they're like you and they gave him a jacket, then no. Let me double check, but I think the answer is no.
He's pretty slow. Like, he was getting outsped a lot this week. I didn't have claws on him, but he had that 25% boost. And he was, like, solidly middle of the road in speed with the 25% boost.
Let me see here.
He is definitely designed more to Kazap, because he's going to miss a lot of things if he's relying on his Giga Break.
So right now, I can only get him up to 499, and that's unfortunate, because that doesn't even beat my own KSS with Claw. I know I have a lot of Slime Family Master rank, so I have the 7% agility, but yeah, with just the Slime Claw, which I believe a lot of people have now, with just the Slime Claw, he's at 507, at least mine is. He was at 503 before. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But if you have high, I don't know, Dragon Master family rank for whatever reason, you have agility at 7%, that's unlikely. But if you have 7% agility, maybe, and you have a triple roll on your jacket and a triple roll on your Beast Master Claw, maybe. That's so unfortunate, because what other units are there to sleep but KSS? I mean, you know what you could do? You could bait KSS into hitting Dolmagus and then sleep him at the very least. So you wouldn't do an agility build at that point, unless if there's other units you wanted to outspeed, but I don't know. What do you think? You said it was KSS, a Stark, and I'm not even counting a Stark. He dies. Schleiman. And that's it? Is that really it?
That's the ones I can think of. Let's see the bot. What the bot has to say.
There's a few heroes. I think Die is weak to sleep. But you're going to kill him anyways with KSS, so he's in the same kind of problem as a Stark.
Alright. Queen Slime eventually.
Okay.
Not currently.
Not currently. But she'll be the same space.
Eventually.
Hybrid?
Not gonna outspeed her.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, same problem.
Night Clubber. King Sweet Slime. Vera.
Okay, that one makes sense. Vera makes sense. And Night Clubber makes sense.
Angelo, Die, Young King.
Angelo, Die, Nightclubber and Vera makes sense. And who was the last one?
Young Terry, and then also Ashlyn, I guess. You don't see her a lot, but I do find her to be somewhat obnoxious to face.
Okay, so the Kasnooze is going to be a little bit more niche than I thought it would be. You would have to bait the Queen Slime or the KSS into attacking Dole first, and then trying to sleep. Or, a Stark's going to die anyway, so who cares about him? Die's going to die anyways, so who cares about him? It makes sense if you don't have Angel Corvus to take care of, I don't know, the Nightclub or something, and you just need to snooze him before you could, kazap him or something twice. That makes sense. Vera makes sense, but I feel like Vera's gonna die too. She's just Sizz.
Yeah, Vera, Sizz and Crack.
What about Ashlyn? Ashlyn, you said, and Angelo. Angelo makes sense, but Ashlyn, what's she weak to?
Weak to Whoosh and Zam. Resist Crack and Sizz.
Okay, so that's a perfect unit to sleep, because she sounds like a pain, just given her resistances there. So that makes sense. So for me, what makes the most sense seemed like Nightclubber and Ashlyn. Out of all of those. And then everybody else, It would involve baiting first and then sleeping them. And then units like Die, Vera, and a Stark are dead, so they don't matter. That's what it sounds like to me. But it does give you a little bit of, like, if you need to kill someone else, you could sleep those guys instead, and then kill the other people on the other side of the map, if you need to. So it does give a little bit of thing, but it's not as much as I thought it would be. But yeah, I think we have a lot of versatility this week. I might, occasionally bring in and out the Valencia, depending on Zam weakness. I will probably have my standard, Marshall team comprised of KSS, Dolmagus, maybe Metal Dragon, because why not? Even Marquis could work a little bit on this map. And I just might do Red Robin Hood, might bring in the Great Dragon occasionally. So that's what I'm probably planning on bringing. I might for fun test out a Voltron team involving Nocturnus. My Juliante is not ready, so I can't bring her, but I could definitely bring Seraphy with the Claw and boosts Nocturnus and maybe OKM again, but I don't like bringing him. I could boost OKM and maybe, Red Robin Hood. That would be funny. But we'll see. I'm probably going to stick to the Marshall team this week. The map is just so perfect for it, and the weight is just nice for it too. But I think that sums up everything I wanted to say. Is there anything you wanted to add? I know this is a lot shorter than usual, but...
it's Weightless week. Those are always usually pretty short. Everyone, make sure you're prepared for guild tournaments coming out. Was it tomorrow? The placement phase for the first one begins. So good luck, everyone, and we'll see some of you out there, I'm sure.
All right. See you guys. This has been the Arena Watch podcast, and if you want to join the pack with the pack, go ahead and subscribe down below. If you like this video, then like this video. If you have something to say, write down in the comments down below. If you want to support the Arena Watch podcast, go ahead and share. If you want to see more Arena Watch podcasts, hit that bell icon for notifications, guys. This ain't Twitch. Join Kage's gaming Discord server for all the best underground DQT conversations, and join my server for all the best DQT guides. Anyways, guys, this has been the pack. Signing out. Peace.